Knowing your home's systems. Before listing your home, it's helpful to gather information about your major mechanicals and your major systems. Buyers almost always ask questions. I mean, you remember what it was like to be a buyer, right? You wanted to know the age of the roof. You wanted to know the age of the mechanicals, the age of the air conditioning system, the water heater. I don't know why we call it the hot water heater. Of course it's hot water that we're heating. So the age of the water heater, the age of the central air, your electrical panel, how many amps? Is it 100 amp, 200? If you're of a newer home, you're going to have a much larger amperage system. And then also any updates to your plumbing or your electrical systems. So it makes sense. If you have maintenance records, those can be extremely helpful, and they can also help build confidence, again, in your home. Imagine you're trying to present a story of your house to a prospective buyer, and the more information, I know it sounds like a broken record, and I don't mean it to, but the more information you can provide to them and show that the more maintained it's been, the more confidence that buyer will have. So, for example, if your furnace has been serviced regularly, if it's 10 years old but you've had it maintained by, say, full work heating in the spring and fall, they're going to feel so much more confident in that 10-year-old furnace that's been seasonally maintained versus one that they don't know, right? They're like, oh, it's already almost at the end of its lifespan. Not true, but that's how buyers go. The same goes for things such as roof repairs or septic maintenance. If you have a septic system, how often do you have it pumped? Is it inspected? Well, typically they do an inspection before they pump it just to make sure things are going through okay. If you have a fireplace, do you have your chimney cleaned? If so, how often is it inspected? Provide all of that information, no matter how small of a detail. It could be important. Generator servicing, pool maintenance, they love to know that information. And buyers today are very informed, right? And they often ask very detailed questions. So when sellers are able to provide a clear picture of maintenance, the value goes up. So now we're going to talk about preparing your home for the market, both inside and out. So once you've gathered all your documents and the information about your home, the next step is prepare your property for market. And a really nice way to prep your home before that with the documents is to have a binder. I love keeping all the information together. So I often provide my sellers with a binder with dividers so that they can easily flow through not only the disclosures, but also the maintenance records and any pertinent information, the survey, property lines, all of that details. In a binder is wonderful, easy access. So preparing your exterior often means I want you to start there. So what I want you to do is step outside. I want you to, if you have a driveway, walk to the end of your driveway. I want you to then take a look. What are they seeing as the buyer seeing as they approach the home? That's what we're going to work on. So if it's the springtime, fresh flowers, fresh mulch, clean windows on the outside. Oh, it makes such a big difference. You don't realize how much of a difference until you clean them. And then you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize they were that dirty. Same with garage doors. Can be a great feature, but they also probably have a mud, salt, all that from the previous winter. So cleaning the exterior. Realtors, when we're fumbling with the lockbox, waiting for the key to drop, that's where the buyers are going to be standing and looking around, looking at the front porch or wherever the lockbox is. So make sure that area is clean of debris, no fall leaves or previous winter leaves, no cobwebs, no stains on the house, bird stains, things of that nature. And stage it. It's gotta look good. So preparation for the interior, well, you know exactly what I'm going to say here. Declutter, then declutter again. Deep clean. Then when you think you're clean, hit the baseboards. Go in the corner. go up on top. Depersonalize the space. So you want the buyer to focus on the house, not who lives in the house. It's great to see the pictures of the family and the kids. In fact, we'll spend more time looking at how adorable the family is versus I'm missing this beautiful kitchen or stone fireplace because I'm focused on the kids, and the buyers do it as well. Addressing small repairs. So if you have light bulbs out, replace them. If you have orange or red rooms, now would be a good time to do some neutral paint. It helps brighten the room like you cannot believe, and improve your lighting. So if it's dark on a gray day, and we're central New York, so we have a lot of gray days, improve your lighting. It helps. Buyers form an impression of a home extremely quickly, often within the first 30 seconds of first approaching the property and then entering the property. So you don't have that long to make a great first impression. And a lot of times an area that is overlooked, because everyone's so focused on the inside. Yes, it sells, but so does the outside. And like I mentioned, the entry area. So think of what actually happens. Like, place yourself, pretend you're the real estate agent. You're driving up. What's the first thing you see? You get out of your car, you're walking to the house. What are you paying attention to? Those are the details. You get to the front door. Realtors, we don't walk right in. We have to drop the key from the lockbox, and that takes some time. So you have time. Take that time to notice what they're noticing. And then for the exterior, I know I didn't quite go over this, but I do want you to trim the shrubs and bushes, adding fresh mulch, sweeping the walkway, filling where it's missing some of the sand, cleaning the front door, and removing the cobwebs. Or in my personal case, I have to remove bird poop. I don't know why, but for whatever reason this winter, in spring, the birds were dive bombing our house and depositing their, I don't know, thank you. But they did. Now I'm going to clean the outside of my house. So, and another area that is often overlooked is the driveway. Come on, we've all seen a beautiful house. You're driving up to it, but my gosh, the driveway is missing parts of the asphalt. It's caving in. They got puddles of waters over here, cracked paveway over here, loose asphalt over here. And they notice that. Buyers notice that immediately because they drive on it. So, or they walk up it if they drive on the street. So if it's dirty, stained, or has weeds growing through the cracks, get rid of them. It can send a message that the home is not well maintained or you just don't care. And actually a fresh driveway is worth it. So, and sometimes it's as simple as simply pressure washing your driveway. Be careful. I don't want you to remove the stones or the asphalt. Don't go too hard on it, okay? Just give it a good clean, that's all. Preparing the exterior does not mean you have to do a full renovation. It just simply means I want you to clean. I want it to look clean, well cared for, and welcoming, because the outside sets the tone for the inside. It does make a difference.